The DCEU is on the verge of new horizons, with James Gunn set to take the helm. Black Adam is the final release film in the current DCEU, emphasis on released. So let's see how it measures up in a time of transition. The good. Dwayne Johnson as Black Adam is perfect casting. He's got the build and the attitude for the brooding antihero, and his love for Kondak is an important factor in exploring his motivations. Even his delivery of dry humor is entertaining. Pierce Brosnan is also perfectly cast as Kent Nelson, aka Dr. Fate. He brings a certain level of sophistication and confidence to the role and the film overall. We also haven't seen too many magic users in the DCEU, and if you're going to go for it, might as well go big with Dr. Fate. The bad. The film's use of ADR is excessive and terrible. People speak in underground tombs, open-air spaces, and the audio all sounds the same, as if the actors were recorded in a sound booth and post-production didn't take the environment into account. The CGI, while convincing, saturates the film too much. Almost every background is rendered, there are unnecessary slow-mo moments as if to show off the mad skills of the special effects team, and I'm sure this was an executive decision. With that much CGI, it's hard to immerse yourself into the world when it doesn't try hard enough to look real. The film is full of exposition dumps that have no proper setup and show up out of nowhere. One character makes a speech about oppression almost similar to Namor's from Wakanda Forever. The big difference is that in Namor's case, there was not only a setup but a purpose to his exposition. The music sounds like it was composed by an amateur, even though it turns out to be Lorne Balfe, who was clearly restricted in his creativity. It's got the same pretentious epic score we often hear in Michael Bay productions, hammering the audience over the head with specific emotions the movie wants us to experience, rather than earning them by evoking them through the story. There's an orchestral rendition of Painted Black, and we've heard too many spins on that song for it to be unique anymore. The plot steals elements from much better films such as Black Panther, in terms of Eternium and the hand gesture, X-Men, Hawkman's jet under the estate grounds, and Guardians of the Galaxy with Kareem's musical antics. DC makes the same mistake as usual, too many characters being introduced in a single film, which is a cause of the aforementioned exposition dumps. Because there's just too many characters to get around to, there's not enough time to flesh out the story. It also means that we're expected to care about these characters, but are never really given a reason as to why other than they've told you their story, sympathize with it. The same goes for the people of Kondak. While their struggle and support of the proactive Black Adam could have made for a great film about public opinion and the leaders we pick, it comes off as cheesy when they perform the hand gesture en masse. Aside from Pierce Brosnan, the acting is subpar. Dwayne Johnson isn't setting out to win any Oscars, and he really does the best he can with the mid-level material he's given, but all the other actors simply give the impression they haven't finished a day in acting class. It makes you wonder just how bad the auditions for the film were, if these are the performances to make the cut. Speaking of Pierce Brosnan, Dr. Fate is very wasted in this film. I know many viewers will compare him to Marvel's Doctor Strange, but the fact of the matter is that not only has Fate debuted decades before Doctor Strange, but as a character he's also had a more serious and deeper approach to the occult, which is why it is a real shame that in this film, he simply appears as a facsimile of Doctor Strange performing the same tricks. Magical duplicates, trapping people in what seems like the mirror dimension. He could have been so much better and does the actual Dr. Fate a disservice. Hero versus hero fights are often the result of a misunderstanding. In Captain America Civil War, the dilemma had such a setup that you as a viewer find it hard to objectively stand with either Steve or Tony and see logic in both of their approaches. In Black Adam, the conflict is arbitrary and a result of characters having an unnecessarily antagonistic approach and simply not listening to each other. Once again, DC has no plan. If Sivana being chosen by the Wizard in Shazam made you question his decision making, the fact that the entire council was responsible for granting Teth Adam his abilities just means they collectively made the same mistake before. Don't get me wrong, that's how it went in the comics. Adam was chosen and then thrown to the end of the universe for his abuse of his powers. But picking Sivana in the first film just makes the choice for Adam redundant. There's a sacrifice, but it feels utterly pointless as it fails to evoke the desired emotional response from the audience, because we're never given a chance to make a connection with the character in question. The Legion of Hell isn't just another instance of faceless CGI army. It poses a very unimpressive threat if the swing of a stick is enough to incapacitate them. The sudden appearance of the final boss and his character not being fleshed out result in him having very little impact on the film. Verdict: Black Adam has a very unprofessional feel to it, like a fan film or a straight-to-DVD entry. The budget for the film was $200 million, and the lion's share obviously all went to CGI, leaving us with a poor, bloated script, sluggish pacing, nauseating editing, and zero emotional investment. This film is all style, no substance. I'm going to award it 1 out of 5 Thunderbolts. I've been challenged many times to review Morbius, and I've declined in every instance because I dread even watching that film. Black Adam doesn't seem to have racked up anywhere near the negative buzz as Sony's latest entry, so I don't think it's as bad, but it's still pretty bad. Even if you're a die-hard DC fan, I wouldn't recommend spending your time on this film. Just watch the post-credits scene on YouTube.